So something I've been working on, I find it really frustrating when I make a show file, like this simple one that has 18 inputs and a handful of outputs, and I have to transcribe this into a spreadsheet. This is what I do every show. I have a spreadsheet over here, for example, every single input device, an output device. I have a overview patch sheet with all my mix buses, matrices, and everything. And as I update my show file, I also come into this sheet and I update it. And it's kind of an annoying workflow for me. And so I started digging into Yamaha's editors to see if I could export a PDF, and it turns out that you cannot. So I decided to start messing around with trying to figure out if I can import a show file from a DM7 and see if I can rip that information from the show file so I can create a PDF. That was the first thing I thought to myself. And you can. I can take all the patch data, all the devices, any information that you can think of, and load it into this little app that I'm making, and I can export it as a PDF. I can select any channels that I want to view in the PDF, any mix buses, matrices, and all that. But I can also add in, just like any Excel spreadsheet, I can add in any other information, notes, input type. So if I type in sure, I also have a database linked here. So I can say I want a Shure Beta 52 on the kick drum, and I want a short boom stand. And for the snare, I want a SM57 and a short boom stand. And as I go through and I'm doing this, the application's also making a live tally of all the microphones and stands that I need. So it doesn't say short boom stand, it says 2 short boom stands. And if I were to make, this also an SM57, in the tally now it says you need 2 SM57. So this can kind of speed up the process for evaluating the needs of an input list. If this input list was 120 channels long and there was 58 SM57s on it, you'd have to go through and count every single one. Anyways, I'm going to export just so you can get an idea of what the output's like. I only want to view the channels that I have. I don't want to see the meters. I have 12 mix buses. I have 12 matrices. I don't want to see these devices. I'll leave the 1608 on there so I can see what the patch is like on the 1608. And I'm going to export a PDF. And now when I view this PDF, you'll see the microphones that I added. You'll see the device that's patched into that channel, the name. And as I scroll down, you can see all the names of the mix buses. This was pulled just straight from the show file and where it's routed to, the output destinations. Still seeing where the matrices are routed. And then the 1608 itself, I didn't actually route any outputs to the 1608, but you can see all the inputs there. I mean, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool little way of consolidating the number of steps that you have to take from creating your show file, creating a PDF, creating a mic list. I just thought it was really clean and thought I might want to share with you guys to see what you think. So what do you think? Let me know.